I'm not homeless now, I'm living in my apartment now, see? Hey, it's Erkayim, and that's my first ever vlog. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the housing problem in the Netherlands, and more specifically in Rotterdam. I am myself a student at Erasmus University Rotterdam, and I really struggled with housing. So I really want to share my experience, and maybe it will help you find your housing. The structure of the video will be as follows. First of all, I'm going to talk about what are the types of housing that you can find in Rotterdam. Then I'm going to be talking about how I found my housing, which platforms I used, what are the possibilities, like where you can find them. And then I'm going to be showing you a few videos of where I lived before I moved into my actual apartment. And then if you guys are interested, I can make you like a small home tour through my current apartment. Just let me know. So the types of housing in the Netherlands in Rotterdam. First of all, you can live in a reserved accommodation. Reserved accommodation are like apartments that are reserved by the university. But the problem with that is that there's not enough of rooms for every other international student, first-year international student. It's 25% of first-year international students who get the housing in the reserved accommodations, and those 75% are elsewhere finding their own accommodation. How can you reserve an accommodation with your university? Well, the platforms that are provided for Erasmus University are SSH, the TSH. The problem with those platforms is that they get booked very quickly, and then you don't have the choice anymore. The second way of finding an apartment in Rotterdam would be online platforms, and they kind of separate into different subtypes. I would say one of them are paid and one of them are for free. For free, you can look for Facebook groups. It's an actual thing here in the Netherlands, although I sincerely thought that Facebook was for like old people. But it's not. It's really quite useful. However, the disadvantage of Facebook groups is that there are lots of scammers. They will tell you that they're having problems, they traveled somewhere else, they are working. Like for example, in the United States, they have the keys from the apartment with them, but in order for you to book the apartment as soon as possible, you have to send a deposit of 600 euros, and then the apartment will be yours. Please do not trust them. The other free online platform that I used that I kind of liked was Pararius. It was quite a nice platform. You could filter your search, like limit your budget and everything else. However, the problem was that when you reach out to like landlords, they rarely reach out back. So like I would send them a message that I'm interested, and I would only get a reply, if I'm lucky, in like a month. It's preferred to call, but then if you don't yet have a Dutch number or friends who can help you out with that, it's not the preferred way of searching your housing. As for subscription based, I would definitely recommend you to have a look at Housing Anywhere. It's a very trustworthy online platform that is recommended by universities. With that platform, you have to also start looking quite early, because everything will be quickly booked as well. The second platform where you have to pay for the subscription, it would definitely be Kamernet. I personally used it a lot. They have lots of available apartments. Like every day you can see a few new listings that will fit your budget, your specific requirements. However, the disadvantage of this platform is that not only it's not a one-time fee, so like you pay every 2 weeks or every month, but again, there's a problem of landlords, the people who post their advertisements, reaching back to you. Another amazing website for housing is called Room Plaza. However, again, it's one of those websites that gets booked very quickly. Throughout the year, you can still find a few listings, but again, the greater choice is when you start looking for an apartment very early. Another but good platforms are Direct Wonen, Funda, Holland to Stay. Again, all of the links will be attached below, so don't even worry about memorizing those. Finally, the last way you can find your housing is through rental companies, something like Riva Rentals, for example. However, they usually require you to have a job in order to be eligible for their housing. I am a student. I am broke. I don't yet earn money. Yeah, so let me tell you how I found my current apartment. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, so I have 2 roommates. Both of them are working. I think they finished their master's degree, and so like I'm the youngest here. Yeah, so the way I found it, it was through the Facebook groups. I posted a post about myself where I explained that yes, so here's me, Erkayim, I'm looking for an apartment. I'm a student at Erasmus University Rotterdam and I need an apartment urgently. And there was my landlord who replied to me first. And then it appears that apartment will be empty, but from mid-September, so I could be moving in on 15th or 16th of September. And there was this thing. I had 2 weeks of living somewhere else before I can move into this apartment. So what I did was I started looking for temporary apartments. I stayed in a hotel, in several hotels at first, and then a hostel as well. This hotel is called Citizen M. It's like a very nice hotel. Like I have an overview. I made a few shots, so I'll be showing you very soon. And yes, this was one of my favorite hotels. After you watch the clip of Citizen M, I'm gonna be showing you the next places I stayed in. The coolest feature of this hotel is that you can control lights, blinds, temperature, and the TV through this iPad. It's very convenient and actually amazing technology. Again. So this hostel is quite nice. It's very famous in Rotterdam and Amsterdam. What was interesting about the hostel is that you actually live like at a small hub. And then everything else was shared, like bathrooms, showers, and there was even like a small kitchen. Obviously you couldn't properly cook, but then you had an access to a fridge, to a microwave, to a kettle, so, and even iron. that is it for my first video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can use Instagram or like write directly in the comments, and hopefully see you soon.